Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is a conservative coin collector. Another name for a coin collector is a numismatist. I, along with your favorite coin YouTuber, are numismatists. And it's just a fancy word of saying coin collector, and I like it that much better. Now, I have been coin collecting for quite a few years now, and have amassed a bit of knowledge and many coins. But I am not the first to do such a thing. People have been coin collecting, I want to say, for a long time now. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back to the start of civilization as we know it. How did it start? How did collecting these start? That's what today's video is. The history of numismatics, numismatists, and coin collecting. It's gonna go back a while, I'm sure. People have hoarded coins for their bullion value as long as coins have been minted. However, the coins collected for their artistic value was a later development. Evidence from the archaeological and historical record of ancient Rome and Mesopotamia indicates that coins were collected and cataloged by scholars and state treasuries. It also seems possible that individual citizens collected old, exotic, or commemorative coins as an affordable, portable form of art. According to Suetonius in his De Vita Caesarium, or the Lives of the 12 Caesars, written in the 1st century AD, the Emperor Augustus sometimes presented old and exotic coins to friends and courtiers during festivals and other special occasions. While the literary sources are scarce, it is evident that collecting of ancient coins persisted in the Western world during the Middle Ages among rulers of high nobility. Contemporary coin collecting and appreciation began around the 14th century during the Renaissance. It became a fad among some members of privileged classes, especially kings and queens. The Italian scholar and poet Plutarch is credited with being the pursuits and the most famous aficionado. Following his lead, many European kings, princes, and other nobility kept collections of ancient coins. Some notable collectors were Pope Boniface VIII, Emperor Maximilian I of the Holy Roman Empire, Louis XV of France, and Ferdinand I of Spain and the Holy Roman Emperor, Henry IV of France, and Elector Joachim II of Brandenburg, who started the Berlin coin cabinet. Perhaps because only the very wealthy could afford the pursuit. In Renaissance times, the collecting of coins became known as the hobby of kings. During the 17th and 18th century, coin collecting remained a pursuit of the well-to-do but rational Enlightenment. Enlightenment thinking began a more systemic approach to accumulation and study. Numismatists as an academic discipline emerged in these centuries at the same time as the growing middle class, eager to prove their wealth and sophistication, began to collect coins. During the 19th and 20th centuries, coin collecting increased further in popularity. The market for coins expanded to include not only antique coins, but foreign or otherwise exotic currency. Coin shows, trade associations, and regulatory bodies emerged during these decades. The first international coin convention for coin collectors was held between August 15th and 18th, 1962, in Detroit, Michigan. It was sponsored by the American Numismatic Association and the Royal Canadian Numismatic Association. Attendance was an estimated 40,000, as one of the oldest and most popular world pastimes. Coin collecting is now often referred to as the king of hobbies. There are certain types of coin collectors out there, and there are some that are generalists and accumulate examples from a broad variety of historical or geographically significant coins. But most collectors like myself focus on a narrower or special interest. For example, some collectors focus on coins based on a common theme, such as coins from a country. And I do that. I focus on my own country's coins, United States. And I'll even sometimes talk about Canadian coins on my channel. Or each coin from a series for each year, or coins with a common mint mark. Let's say you want to collect all the P's, or the D's, or the S's, or the W's, or whatever. Sometimes people focus on that. There are also completists who seek an example of every type of coin in a certain category. Take, for example, the penny book I've showed you on my channel. If I was one of those completists, I would scrape tooth and nail to try to find every single coin to fill that book. There is actually a famous, relatively famous collector. He is the most famous for being this type of collector, Louis C. Eliasberg Sr. He's the only collector to assemble a complete set of coins in the United States thus far. He died at age 80 in 1976, and over the last 50 years, nobody has done what he did. There are also people who like to hoard or collect coins to invest. So let's say you buy a bunch of silver coins at a low and you sell at a high. There's that type of collector. And if you're like me, you're not that type of collector because you like to admire the art of the coin. And a lot of speculators, they be amateurs or commercial buyers, may purchase the coins in bulk or small batches, often the act with expectation of delayed profit. Yeah, you don't want to be that type of coin collector. The final type is the inheritor or accidental collector. Let's say, Grandpa or Dad or Uncle Ron passed away and he gave you his coin collection. You inherited it. And a lot of times, people who inherit these collections don't necessarily have any interest or know nothing about these coins at the time of acquisition. Which, it gets taken to a coin dealer or a silver dealer or a gold dealer, and then certain people like me or Rob Fine's treasure will go to his silver dealer, and they will find old silver coins like that. Something very important in the numismatist world is coin grading. In coin collecting, the condition of a coin is its grade, and it's key to its value. A high-quality example with minimal wear is often worth many times more than a poor example. If you have one buffalo nickel that's in poor condition, and let's say you have the same one in good condition, the poor condition one may be worth 10 or 15 cents, but the good condition one could be worth $10 or $15. And you never want to clean a coin because it'll decrease its value by 90%. By the mid-20th century, with the growing market for rare coins, the American Numismatic Association helps identify most coins in North America, numbering coins from 1, which is poor, to 70, which is mid-state, and setting aside a different example, or a different category rather, for proof coinage. The system is often shunned by coin experts overseas in Europe and elsewhere who prefer adjectival grades. Nevertheless, most grading systems use similar terminology and values are made mutually intelligible. To get a coin graded, there are third-party systems like PCGS and NGC that'll grade your coins for you. And they emerged in the 1980s with the goals of standardizing grading, exposing alterations, and eliminating counterfeits altogether. For tiered fees, certification services grade and authenticate and encapsulate coins in clear plastic holders. Coin certification has greatly reduced the number of counterfeits and grossly overrated coins, and they've improved buyer confidence. Certification services can sometimes be controversial because grading is subjective, and coins can be graded differently by different services, or be graded differently upon resubmission to the same service. Which I don't recommend resubmitting the same coin more than once, because you have to pay each time you resubmit a coin, and this is not cheap. They grade based on a coin's characteristics, such as toning, strike, brightness, color, luster, and attractiveness. And due to potentially large differences in value, oversight and differences in a coin's condition, some submitters will repeatedly resubmit a coin, which again, not cheap. But sometimes they get a better grade, they get a different grade, and they could even get a different person grading because you don't know who's on the other end of the mailroom